Nagmamadali akong sumakay ng jeep para makapunta sa aking pinagtatrabahuhan. Late na kasi ako umuwi noong isang gabi dahil nag-uti ako para pandagdag din sa gastusin. Nasobrahan ako sa tulog kaya hindi ko na malayang gabi na pala. Ginabi na tuloy ako sa aking trabaho. "Manong, bayad po! Isa!" Sigaw ko at nagpaabot ng aking bayad. Napatingin ako sa mga lalaking nasa harapan ko na nakatingin. Nakangisi ito sa akin. Kabisado ko ng mga tingin yon. Ganito na ba mga lalaki ngayon? Hindi naman katakataka kung bakit palaging puno ang club na pinagtatrabahuhan ko. Dahil madami talaga ngayong mga lalaking manyak. Gustong magbuhos ng libog, ganon. Nagsiserve ako doon tuwing gabi. Normal na sa akin na mahipuan, mahawakan at himasin. Pero syempre bilang baguhan, naiilang pa din ako. Sanay na din ako sa mga kaklase ko noon na binubuli ako o di kaya binabastos ako.
Kung bago ka pa lang sa channel na ito, Ate Jane TV, huwag kalimutang pindutin ang notification bell and subscribe button. Sana po hindi naman malaking abala sa inyo ang pagpindot ng subscribe button dahil ang kapalit po nito ay ang pagsuporta para makapag-produce ng mga libreng stories sa mga channels ni Ate Jane. Maraming salamat!
Kailangan kong maging praktikal. Okay lang lahat ng yun sa akin. Ang importante ay magkapera ako para kay Lola. Nagsiserve ako ng mga inumin, pulutan at kung ano-ano pa. Minsan ay pinapaupo ako sa tabi nila na minsan ko lang paunlakan. Minsan ay may tip sa akin kaya solve na ako sa umaga. Kung tatanungin niyo ako kung bakit ako ganito, simple. Namulat akong walang magulang. Tanging lola ko na lang ang kasama ko sa buhay na nasa probinsya. Noong napadpad ako dito sa syudad ay sa kalye ako tumira. Natutong mamasura para maibenta at may gagastusin sa araw-araw. Minsan na din akong muntikang ma-rape sa murang edad ko na 15. Dahil sa kalye lang ako noon natutulog, kaya kung sino-sino naman niya kang naaabuso sa akin. Natrauma ako noon. Hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin. Mabuti na lang at may tumulong sa akin ng mga kasamahan ko din na namamasura. Kaya noong mag-18 na ako, ay sumama na ako sa kaibigan kong si Arky. Ang baklang nagre-recruit kung sino ang gustong magtrabaho sa bar. Kapag 18, ay pwede na. I have no choice. Dahil sa gusto kong humaba pang buhay ng lola ko, kailangan kong makapag-ipon ng malaki. "Oh, bakit ngayon ka lang?" Asik sa akin ni Pim. Isang bakla na nagmamanage ng bar kung saan ako nagtatrabaho. Siya lang pinapansin ko dito dahil magaan ang loob ko sa kanya. Nasa dressing room na ako at isa-isa ko nang hinubad ang aking suot. Wala akong pake kung may tao doon sa loob. Sanay naman ako at puro babae at baklang kasama ko. Nalate ako sa gising tsaka traffic. Sinuot ko ng palagi kong uniform. Isang kulay pula na sobrang iksi na dress na halos kita ng panty mo at luwa ng dibdib. Para madami ang tip. Hay nako ka, sabi ko naman sa'yo, dito ka na lang kasi sa may malapit mong upahan. Malaki naman ang kinikita mo kaya afford mo nang mag-apartment. Kaloka ka. Inayos ito ang buhok ko at itinali pataas. Si Pe may bakla at maalaga sa akin. Hindi niya ako pinapa-take out at pinapasayaw sa harap ng stage, hindi katulad ng iba. Naaawa daw kasi siya sa akin kaya ayaw niya na gano'n ang ginagawa ko, kaya hanggang serve lang ako. Kahit sa akin, ay ayoko ng ganon. Tama nga siya. Malaki na nga ang kita ko dito. Sa isang gabi, nakakakolekta ako ng mga 3,000 pesos na tip. Ang sweldo ko tuwing gabi dito ay 250 naman. Mas malaki ang sahod at tip ng mga babaeng sumasayaw sa stage. Lalo na kung nilalabas ng mga babae. Dito na ako namulat sa 4 na sulok ng bar na ito. Madilim, mausok, landian dito, landian doon. May nambabastos pero hindi ko na lang pinapansin. Minsan may nag-aamok pero naaagapan naman ng mga bouncer. Normal na sa akin ang mga ganito. Ang hindi normal sa akin ay ang mga simple at marangyang pamumuhay ng mga kaedad ko. Sobrang naiinggit ako. Pero alam ko na hanggang pangarap lang ako. Pim, kailangan kita sa labas. Nandyan ang grupo nila Thompson. Impit na kilig ni Lou na nag-agaw ng atensyon sa amin. Sa tuwing naririnig ko yan ay nangangamba na ako. Ilang beses ko na din nakikita dito si Adam pero iba pa din ang bilis ng tibok ng puso ko. Kahit hindi naman siya namamansin. Ilang beses ko naman siyang nakitang nakatingin ng seryoso sa akin. Pero hanggang doon na lang yun. Kung gaano kabagsik at katakot ang apelido niya, ganun din siya. Sa katawan na makisig, ang maotoridad na gwapong mukha at lalo na sa refleksyon sa salamin. Kaya ko to. Sanay na ako. Malala! Bigyan mo ang kabilang table ng 2 shot glass. Kulang daw. Sigaw sa akin ni Chelsea. Sobrang busy ang lahat sa pag-entertain ng mga customers. Ang iba ay nakapwesto na sa bumayad sa kanila. Miss, 1 bottle of Jack Coke, please. Isang lalaki na nasa grupo nila Adam Thompson ang nagsabi nun sa akin. Kaya napaangat ako ng tingin doon. Nang nalapag ko na sa isang mesa ang order, tumango ako at ngumiti. Noted, sir. Lumapit ako doon. Tingin ko nasa 10 ang bilang nila. Ang iba ay kasama pang mga girlfriends nila. Halata naman sa kanilang lahat na may masasabi sa buhay. Nilista ko kaagad sa maliit na notebook kong dala ang order nila. May dagdag pa ba, sir? Tanong ko sa lalaki na nag-order. Pero natulala ito nang masdan ako ng mabuti nang malapitan. Wala na, miss. Pinasadahan pa ako ng tingin mula ulo hanggang paa. Halos hindi ko matingnan ang banda ni Adam. Kinakabahan kasi ako kapag nakatingin ako sa kanya. Tila hindi ako makahinga sa bilis ng tibok ng puso ko. Agad akong pumunta sa counter. Isang bote nga ng Jack Coke, isang shot glass at ashtray. Tuloy-tuloy na bigkas ko at hindi naman magkanda o gaga si Pim sa pagtulong doon. Walang nakatunganga, lahat tumutulong. Mataas pa ng posisyon o hindi. Nang nasa akin ang order ay agad akong bumalik doon. Nagtatawanan ng mga ito. Nahagip ng tingin ko si Adam na nakatingin sa akin kaya nailang ako. Hinila ko pababa ang hem ng dress ko pero mas lumuwa naman ang dibdib ko. Shit naman no. Si Adam ay regular customer namin dito. Minsan siya lang mag-isa. Minsan grupo naman sila. Minsan babae naman kasama niya. Nilapag ko sa mesa ang bote ng alak. May I know your name, miss? Tanong ng lalaking umorder sa akin kanina. Ang iba ay napatingin din sa akin at ngumisi. Sanay na ako na hingi ng pangalan ko ng mga customers dito sa Neptune Kibbs Bar. Malala po. Magalang na sagot ko sa kanila kahit naiilang ako at hindi mapakali. Sa sobrang kaba ko ay hindi ko sinasadyang matabig ang isang shot glass na may lamang alak at napabuhos ito sa isang lalaki. Agad na laki ang mga mata ko at nanlamig sa kinatatayuan nang makitang si Adam palang natapunan ko ng alak. Mariin lang ito nakatingin sa akin. Naku sir, pasensya na po. Tumakbo ko sa kanya sabay agad na pinunasan ng kanyang suot na mukhang mamahaling polo. Alam mo bang mahal pa to sa buhay mo? Asik niya sa akin. Nagulat ako sa inasal niya dahil hindi ko inaasahang ganun palang ugali niya. Ang buong paghanga ko sa kanya ay agad na nadurog sa mga oras na yon. The large chandelier in the middle of their mansion and the grand double staircase making all his childhood memories came back. A kid who was born with a golden spoon on his mouth, that idiom is perfectly fit on him. The short description says it all, because he is already a fucking billionaire since the day he was born. It was legally written on the papers and his bank accounts are the massive proof. No doubt about how wealthy he is. He's not even wondering why he's always on the list of one of the richest men in Asia. Taon-taon na walang palya. Adam silently took a deep sigh before he could even imagine the most unforgettable yet tearful memories he had in that mansion. He shook his head and eyed the maids who was in the line, welcoming his sudden arrival. Good evening, señorito. Welcome back. The old mayordoma of their mansion greeted him with a smile on her lips. Her hair is in a very neat bun, almost same with the maids in front of him. They're all uniformed. Nakahilera ng maayos, handang-handang magsilbi. Where's Papa? He asked and gave his suit to the maid next to him. Nasa library room po, senyorito. Kanina pa naghihintay sa pagdating mo si Don Reynaldo. Adam just shrugged his shoulder and walked towards the grand staircase, leaving them with his suitcase. He just came back from Singapore. He's been busy managing his oil company who has a branch all over the Asia. He never stayed in the mansion when he's in the Philippines. He has a penthouse in Taguig and the mansion is located in South Luzon. He rarely visits his grandfather. Maybe that's the reason why the old man suddenly wanted his presence. Adam took a quick cold shower and changed his clothes before he went to the library room, which his grandfather was waiting for him. "Papa!" He called the man who's sitting on the swivel chair. "Apo! Why is it so sudden? I was busy." He complained and gave him a quick hug. Adam sat on the vacant swivel chair and stared on his abuelo. Don Reynaldo isn't getting any younger. His grayish hair is visible now and the wrinkles on his face cannot hide anymore. But still, the old man in front of him remains the authority of his aura. Very intimidating and powerful. "I went to my doctor, Adam. I can't stay any longer. I was diagnosed with leukemia." Adam's eyes suddenly widened a bit, shocked by what he heard. It was a very straightforward move from his grandfather. "But there's a cure for leukemia, Papa." "Yes, but this is too late, Apo. And the doctor found out that my kidney isn't working well. At may butas pa ang puso ko." Adam let out a loud breath. Is this for real? But when he looked at his lolo, he seemed so healthy. Matanda na pero maibubuga pa. But what if he's just hiding his weakness on him? His grandfather is a very powerful man. Hindi nito binibigyan ng pagkakataon ng mga tao na kakitaan ito ng kahinaan kahit pa sa harap niya. Bakit hindi natin nalaman ng mas maaga pa? Para naagapan. Umiiling-iling siya. Bigo dahil sa nangyari. "I knew it, Apo. You were the only one who doesn't know about my condition because you were busy earning millions on your bank accounts." Don Reynaldo sighed and shook his head, showing his disappointment. "You do not need to work so hard, Adam. We have billions in our bank accounts. Let your people do your job." "You know how passionate I am in running my business, Papa. I cannot just give it up. Besides, I don't have anything to do in my spare time. A short vacation is enough for me. And for women, of course." Adam smirked. "Wala ka ng oras sa pamilya mo." A feeling of guilt kicked in. His grandfather is right. He's busy making millions and the consequence was lacking of enough time for his family. He has no time for his only family, his lolo. "All right, I made up my mind now. I will be staying here for months for you." "That's not what I wanted, Adam." "Then what is it that you wanted, Papa?" "I want you to have your own family." Adam groaned and he lazily rested his back on his swivel chair. Family? He doesn't even think about building one. "You know that I don't have plan on settling down. I'm happy with my life without it." "I want you to settle down, Adam," his grandfather insisted. "I might leave you anytime soon. You are my only heir, and I wanted my only heir to have his own family." "No, I cannot do that." "Then I won't give you your inheritance." "What the?" Napaayos siya ng upo at nakipagtagisan ng tingin sa abuelo. After a few seconds of staring at each other, he realized that the old man is damn serious. "Then I will just donate the money to all the people who needed that more than you." "You can't do that to me, Papa." He frustratedly brushed his hair using his fingers. "Don't push me to marry." The old man just shrugged his shoulder and stood up, ending their conversation. "I will give you 3 to 5 months to get married, Adam. I'm sure you could find someone to marry that easy." "It's not that easy. It's hard to find a woman who will look at me as a husband and not sugar daddy who will spoil and buy everything they wanted." He already mastered how to treat women. They like expensive gifts and treat them like they are all really special. They are so eager to be prioritized by men. Women are very demanding, and most of all, he knew what they wanted from him: his body, his name, and his money. Nobody wanted him as him. How could he marry a woman when she only wanted from him is his wealth? It's your problem, Apo, because you like to spoil your women. Baka ikaw lang nag-iisip na ginagamit ka lang nila dahil sa pera mo. They're all users, I know that. You were using each other then. You were using them to warm your bed, and they were using you to their caprice. That's why I'm not going to marry. I can't trust women. His grandfather sighed heavily and glanced at him with understanding on his face. His abuelo knew what he was trying to say. He knew why he's like that to women. He knew the story behind all the hatred on his heart. His grandfather knew everything. Women are different, my grandchild. Not because someone left you, it doesn't mean that everyone would do that, he explained, trying to change his mind about how he looked on women. There's always that someone who will stand out and will stick with you in the end. Trust me with that, Apo. Adam smiled bitterly. Even he wanted to believe in that, he just can't. His heart and mind only believe in one thing: women never stay. I know, Papa. But I also know that women will leave you after they get what they wanted from you. I experienced that firsthand. He shook his head, bitterness on his heart. And I can't trust them anymore. But remember, what is this conversation all about? I still want you to settle down, or else I won't give you all your inheritance. His grandfather patted his shoulder, as if waking him up. Think about all of this, Adam, and I hope you change the way you look at women. Send the complete address on my email. I will visit it before I leave, he demanded and walked towards the elevator. Where to go? Kier asked impatiently. A friend. Maybe a drink in D Club tonight would help me think about how to solve my shit. Kier let out an annoying laugh, telling him how fuck he is right now. Alright, I will contact the brutes who's here in Manila. They could give you some advice with your... I hope so. Naghiwalay sila ni Kier nang makalapag sa basement ng elevator. They both hopped in on their expensive car and drove their ass off in D Club. Ang maharot na ilaw sa buong paligid at ang dami ng tao ay hindi nakakatulong sa pag-ikot ng paningin niya. Everything was getting blurred and it's spinning. The club is too crowded and noisy, and the smell of cigarettes, vapes, and different kind of alcohol making her vomit. She swallowed hard to control the shit on her stomach. Napakadaming tao ngayon sa bar na pinagtatrabahuhan ko ngayong gabi. Agaw pansin din ang lalaking natapunan ko ng alak noon lang ng isang gabi. Hoy, babae, pinapatawag ka ni Pogi. Asik sa akin ni Pim na ikinagulat ko. Ha? Bakit daw? Tanong ko na may pagtataka. Lumapit ka na, mukha namang walang balak. Akong bahala sa'yo. Git niya. Lumapit ako sa grupo nila at kitang tumayo si Adam at bumulong. Follow me, tipid niyang saad. Pumasok kami sa isang VIP room na exclusive lang para sa grupo nila. Agad naman akong kinabahan sa posibleng mangyari dahil first time itong mangyayari sa buong buhay ko simula na magtrabaho ako dito. Bakit niyo po ako pinatawag? Panimula ko. You need to pay for my polo. Malamig niyang tugon. Tiyak kong mahal yon at kulang pa sinisweldo kong halaga nun. Bigla naman akong pinagpawisan ng malamig at agad na nag-isip kung paano kong mababayaran ang ganoong mamahaling damit. Sir, huhulog-hulugan ko na lang po kada sweldo ko. Magkano po ba yon? Tanong ko. It cost $500,000? And you have 2 weeks to pay for that. Bigla ako nanigas at napalunok sa narinig. At alam kong hindi mangyayari yon, kaya may proposal ako sa'yo. Dagdag niya. The deal is, you will marry me and after I get my inheritance from my grandfather, we will have our divorce. Magpapakasal tayo? Kabado kong tanong. Naninigurado kung tama ba talaga ang narinig ko. Yes, but I have my rules. And I will give you the rights to rule me too. This is very easy, Malala. Magpapakasal ka lang sa akin at ibibigay ko lahat ng gusto mo bilang kapalit. Hindi ako makapagsalita sa mga pinagsasasabi niya ngayon. Bakit ako? Ang dami-dami namang babae dyan. Pero hindi ko kayang bayaran ng polo niya. Saan naman ako kukuha ng ganong kalaking pera? I am the only heir. But before I get that, I need to get married first, even if I don't want to. But because of that wealth, I will. So, you have to deal with me. Pagpapaliwanag niya. Our marriage life should only last for 6 months and after that, we will have our own freedom. That's the main plan. Pansamantalay na paisip ako. 6 na buwan siyang kasal sa lalaking to? Makakasama niya kaya to sa iisang bubong? Paano kung mabuntis ako? Paano si Lola? Teka po. May lola po akong kailangang ipagamot tsaka kailangan niya ako. Kami na lang ang magkasama sa buhay dahil wala na ako mga magulang. Kinapalan ko ng mukha ko para sabihin yon. Malay mo maawa sa akin at hindi na magpabaya, diba? If you agree to this, I will give you money to live. Deal with me. Marry me. Pero maghihiwalay din tayo? Yes, he said, honesty on his voice. After 6 months of being married, sandali lang ay napaisip ako. Mapapagamot ko na si inay. Mabibigyan ko na siya ng magandang buhay at hindi ko na din kailangang magtrabaho dito sa bar. Sige, papayag na ako. Bahala na si Superman. Kailan ba tayo ikakasal? Kailangan ko na ng pera, Adam. Impatiently, I demanded. Hindi naman siguro ako mukhang oportunista. Gold digger? Kailangan ko talaga ng pera eh. Wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa. How much do you need? Malamig niyang tanong. Kinagat-kagat niya pa ang pang-ibabang labi at bumangon ng pamamba. Siguro'y inisip nito ang mukha siyang pera. Ano pa nga ba? Gipit na siya. Kailangan ko ng kalahating milyon? She whispered. Her hands were shaking. She was gripping the armrest absent-mindedly. Kailangan na maoperahan si Lola. Let me know your bank account number and I'll wire you the money. Umawang ng bahagya ang labi niya. Hindi pa masyadong makapaniwala. Papautangin mo ko? No? You will be my wife and I don't want my soon-to-be wife to be stressed because of lacking money. Then his eyes met hers, hypnotizing her. Stop worrying. I will provide everything you need from now on as your husband-to-be. The authority and finality of his voice making her lips protrude a little bit. Hindi pa man din sila na ikakasal ay pakiramdam niya ay sinasakop na siya ng binata bilang asawa nito. The gold ring on her finger and the small diamonds around it reminds her that she is already married. She is in their suite in Beverly Hills, laying her back on their king-sized bed while staring on her ring finger. It fit perfectly on her. Tila nakalaan talaga sa kanyang singsing na yon. Kasal na ako. Bulong ko. We got married this morning. It was a simple ceremony and we're with Adam's friends. Kier at isa pa na hindi ko pa kilala as their witness. And my husband is still with them, having some drink in the hotel restaurant. Hindi ko na ipinaalam pa sa mga katrabaho ko sa bar ang mga naging desisyon ko. Nagpaalam lang akong uuwi ng probinsya para bisitahin si inay. Mabilis lang naman ang buwan at babalik din ako doon. Ipapagamot ko lang si inay at mag-iipon. She got the chance to meet the two, but she needed to leave them after a few hours of talking because she felt tired. It must be their long travel. Sa malayo nga din pala namin na pagdesisyonan ni Adam na ikasal. For privacy na din. Adam took another sip of wine before he rested his back on his chair. He's with Kier and Dwayne at the moment. He was grateful that his friends were there for his wedding. 6 months? Why don't you make it a year, Deal? Para naman hindi masyadong halata kay Don Reynaldo. It was Dwayne. I agree with this, Adam. You should make it at least 1 year, bro. Besides, your wife seems nice naman. Hindi naman siguro siya sakit ng ulo. Kier added in his usual tone. O baka ibang ulo sa mga sakit, Adam. Malutong na tinawanan siya ng dalawa. Fuck, I'm not into sex. I could get other women for that. He let out a frustrated breath. He suddenly felt tired. Hindi niya na mabilang kung ilang gabi na siyang walang magandang tulog bago niya nasolusyonan ang problema. At ang lahat ng gabing walang tulog ay parang ngayon niya lang naramdaman. He needed a good long sleep with his wife beside him. Of course. I better go. I feel tired. He informed his friends but the two just frowned at him. Hindi naniniwala sa kanya. It's true. I need to rest. My sleepless nights this past few days is haunting me now. Kunyari, naniniwala kami sa'yo. Okay, go ahead. Taboy sa kanya ni Dwayne. Adam stood up tiredly. Order what you want. Bill is on me. I'll go ahead. Enjoy the honeymoon, ads. Our honeymoon will be in Maldives. My buddy will be behaved tonight. He smirked on his friends and walked towards the glass door. Adam swapped his key card before he opened their suite's door. The dim lights inside making him more sleepy. He walked towards their bedroom and was about to go to shower room. But he stopped when he saw his wife sleeping on her maroon silky nighties. He swallowed hard at the sight of her legs. He likes women who has beautiful legs. It turns him on, and his wife turns him on effortlessly. He groaned at that thought and went straight to the shower room. Ang malamig na tubig ay makakatulong sa kanya sa pagpatay ng init sa katawan na dala ng alak at ng kasabikan na maangkin ng asawa. Morning, wife. A bedroom voice of a man greeted me when I sleepily opened my eyes. She blinked to clear her vision. That's when she saw her hand placed above a hard chest of a man. The soft hair on it tingling her palm. Lumaki ang mga mata niya at napalayo. Ngunit napigil siya ng mabigat na brasong nakapalupot sa balikat niya. Adam, I stuttered. Yes? You seem surprised. Umahon ang bahagyang dibdib niya sa paghugot ng hangin mula doon. Their body is too close. Her head is laying on his chest, making it her pillow. His chest is hard like rock, but it feels good on her. Hindi masakit sa ulo. Sakto lang. Kailangan ko na masanay, di ba? Magising sa umagang katabi ka. And sleeping every night beside me, he added. Kain na tayo, Brooke? I feel hungry. I feel hungry too. I want to eat something. Ano bang gusto mo? Yun na lang kainin mo. Gusto kong kainin ng asawa ko. Pwede ba? Pakiramdam niya naman hidang ulo niya bigla. Pinalak lumayo pero nabigo ng pigilan na naman siya nito sa pamamagitan ng matigas na braso. Gigil na pinalo niya ulit ito sa dibdib. Hindi pa natin honeymoon, she hissed. Wala pang patikim dyan? Mas lalo lang nitong pinainit ang buong mukha niya. Patikim? Akala talaga nito'y pagkain siya na pwedeng tikman at kainin. Apakabastos mo talaga. It's normal. Mag-asawa kaya tayo. Kaya okay lang na pag-usapan ng mga ganito. Kaya normal lang ba na sabihin mo sa akin na gusto mo akong kainin? Mataray na sabi niya at umira pa. Normal na sabihin at normal na gawin. I have the right to eat you whenever I like because I'm your husband. E paano kung ayoko? At sinong babae naman ang ayaw na kinakain? Women love to be eaten. Sila yun. I will make you experience that so you will know the feeling. Baka hanap-hanapin mo pa sa huli. Umismid siya at may pairap-irap pa. Talaga yatang sinusubukan siya ng lalaking to. Malay ba niya kung masarap yun o hindi? Kung iisipin niya nga ay parang ang awkward. Adam's head between her thighs. It's so gross. But her body's reaction felt different. At ikinakahiya niya ang reaksyon ng kanyang katawan. Talaga lang ha? Siguraduhin mo lang na hahanap-hanapin ko. Sinusubukan mo talaga ako. May paghahamon na sa boses ng asawa. Para bang natapakan niya kung anumang damdamin ito. Payagan mo lang ako ngayon. Papasigawin talaga kita sa sarap. Hindi sinasabi yan. Ginagawa yan. Hamon niya rin sa mapaglarong paraan. Adam suddenly get up, making her back body full lay on the bed. His dark eyes darted onto hers, and it makes her gulp. Kinain nga siya ng matinding kaba ng marahas na inalis nito ang kumot na nagtatakip sa pang-ibabang katawan niya. I'm just Tili niya ng marahas itong paghiwalayan ng mga binti niya. Nagjo-joke lang naman ako. Kinakabahan na sabi niya, ngunit matalim lang siya nitong tiningnan. Well, I wasn't. His hands reached the garter of her undies and her eyes widened when he removed it down. He even lifted her ankle and threw her lacy panty on the floor. Oh God! Hindi niya alam kung ang bibig niya bang tatakpan o ang pagkababae niya. Stay still. I don't bite. Adam smirked and gripped her thighs. He slowly positioned his head between her thighs. Malala glared at her husband, showing him how annoyed she is for what he did this morning. She's blushing because of embarrassment. They're in the hotel restaurant having their early lunch. She's hungry while this handsome man in front of her was watching her coolly, amused by her reactions. Eat and don't talk to me. Then she leered at him and also avoid his gaze. I told you not to do it when I'm asleep, she hissed. But I can't help it. Adam's lips formed a sly smile. Though she felt satisfied for what her husband did, still she doesn't like when someone is disturbing her sleep. Even he disturbed her in a good way, masarap, kaso ayaw niyang masanay na ganon. Paano kapag naghiwalay na sila? Siguradong hahanap-hanapin niya si Adam sa tabi niya at ang mga ginagawa nito sa kanya, lalo na ang ganong bagay. Malayo pa naman ang araw na paghihiwalay nila pero inaalala niya na ang kahihinat na ng lahat ng pagpapanggap nilang to. She will surely miss everything about him when their time being together ends. Huwag kang sasama sa akin, ani niya pa. Dito ka lang. If that's what you want, it's fine. I will call you once I arrive in the hospital. Dapat lang. Masungit na sabit ito. And don't talk with guys. Remember my rules. She lifted her eyebrow. I know. At ikaw, huwag ka din makipag-usap sa mga babae dito. Huwag kang papahuli sa akin. Are you threatening me? His brow furrowed a bit and sipped on his juice. Hindi maiiwasan na kausapin ako ng mga babae dito. Ayusin mo lang. Don't trust your husband. Hindi ba? Trust is very hard to give to someone you doesn't really know. They're married, but the fact that they are still strangers to each other is making it hard for her to fully trust him. She needs more time for it. Everything takes time. Siguro, pinagkakatiwalaan naman kita. Konti? But the women here? She shook her head slowly. I don't trust them. They're ogling at you. It's annoying. Oh, so you don't like when women are staring at me? Then you should marry an ugly man. Her husband smirked on her, and his jaw moved slightly. Yabang, huh? She admitted that Adam is really a good catch. He's also financially stable. Ang pera hindi problema sa lalaki. They have lots. That's for sure. Pero nakakainis din pala talaga kapag may mga babaeng tumitingin-tingin sa asawa niya. Nakakainit ng ulo, lalo't saksi siya sa mga malalagkit na tingin mula sa mga yon. You don't need to worry about girls here. We're married. Adam shows her his gold ring on his finger. His eyes focused on her. Sa kabila ng maraming nagagandahan na babae sa paligid, nakakatuwang isipin na ang atensyon at ang mga mata nito ay nasa kanya lang talaga. Hindi man lang sumusulyap sa paligid nila. Yeah, we're married, she mocked. I'm sticking with you. So, no other girls. Ang puso niya ay mabilis sa pumitik sa huling salitang binanggit ng asawa. He will stick with her? Maybe he's just being a good husband to her. She should always remember that they need to pretend as real husband and wife. Kailangan ay isang tabi ang mga pagdududa niya. Hindi iyon makakatulong. Baka maging ugat pa yon ang pag-aaway nila at hindi yon maging magandang simula. Okay, I'm holding on to your words. Pagsuko niya para sa ikabubuti ng pagsasama nila. I want to be fair with you. So, I'll stick with you too. No other man but you. That's good to hear. Para itong napanatag bigla. Make sure that you will be back this evening. Can you? Yes, she nodded quickly. Besides, I could go back again tomorrow morning. Is that okay to you? It would be okay if you would bring me with you in the hospital. His tone was serious, same with the way he stares at her. Can you? Sure. I just really need some time alone with my Lola today. Thank you for understanding me in this situation. Is she sick? Is that why you need money? He curiously asked. Marahan siyang tumango bago sumimsim ng malamig na tubig. Talking about her Lola's situation brings her back to her weakest days. Hanggat maaari ay ayaw niya sanang mapag-usapan pa. Ayaw niya nang alalahanin pa. Pero may parte sa puso niya na parang dapat niyang sabihin yon sa asawa. Na may karapatan itong malaman sa sakit ng Lola. Siguro dahil asawa niya na ito? Na ang mag-asawa ay dapat nagsasabihan ng problema at walang inililihim sa isa't isa? Hindi naman sila tunay na nagmamahala ni Adam. Pero sapat na rin siguro ang papel at ang singsing nila para magbahagi siya ng mga pangyayari sa pribadong buhay niya. Lalo na at tungkol yun sa lola niya. She is in a coma for a month now, she said in a low tone. May sakit siya at kailangan niyang maoperahan. Tell me how much you need for your Lola. I'm your husband, remember that, he said firmly, as if telling her that he will do everything to help and support her because they are now husband and wife. Lalong humapdi ang puso niya at parang gusto niya na talaga maiyak. She told him her story but she didn't expect him to help her like this. Kasi sigurado siya na kahit ang pagkapit sa patalim ay gagawin niya madagdagan lang ang bawat araw ng buhay ng Lola at matustusan lang ang pinansyal na pangangailangan na ipinako niya dito. It's her responsibilities. She stared at her husband for a moment. She went speechless. He looked so serious that it scares her to ask him if he will really do it. Paying all the bills? Para na rin inalis nito sa balikat niyang mga responsibilidad. Napasan niya kung totohanin nga nito ang sinasabi. Adam, sa dami ng iniisip niya, pangalan ng naasawang nabanggit niya sa mahinang tinig. Don't worry now, okay? Let me handle all of this. Leave all your responsibilities to me. Kumurup siya kasabay ng paglalabo ng kanyang paningin. Bumagsak ang pinipigilang luha sa gilid ng mga mata. She tilted her head back, trying to control her tears, but she can't. Her tears keep rolling down on her cheeks. Mariin siyang pumikit at hinayaan na lang na magsibagsakan ng mga luhang matagal nang naipon. Hindi niya mapigilan ng maiyak. Sa dami ng emosyon na itinago niya sa dibdib, tila ngayon lang ang tamang oras para ilabas yon. Sa harapan ng lalaki hindi niya namang lubusang kilala. Her heart melted so bad because of her willingness to help her. It touched her. Para hinahaplos ang puso niya. Inaalis ang itinatagong bigat na nakatira doon. Why does he need to help her like that? Maybe because he have lots of money to give and she lack of that? Why do you need to do this to me, Adam? Her voice shook. His hand suddenly caught hers. He gripped it gently, telling her that from now on, she will not face her problem alone. He will be with her to support her in everything. Ang mga mata nito ay malamlam na nakatingin sa kanya. Pinapanood ang pagtuyo niya ng luha sa pisngi gamit ang isang kamay. Because I know that you need help, and I'm here for that. His lips formed a thin line and let out a breath. Huwag ka nang iiyak sa harap ko. Mahina ako sa ganyan. Ngumuso siya at bahagyang nag-iwas ang tingin. She didn't mean to cry in front of him. It's just that she became very emotional when she talks about her mother's situation. Ayaw mo ba sa babaeng iyakin? Nanimbang pa muna ang mga mata nito na nakatuon sa kanya. Salubungin niya man o hindi ang mga magagandang matang yon, sadyang talagang pumipintig ang puso niya sa bilis na hindi normal. Kung ikaw lang din naman ang iiyak, hindi kita aayawan. I'd rather wipe your tears away than leave you alone and lonely. Hindi na ako iiyak sa harapan mo. Hindi din kita iiwan kahit umiyak ka. Tumagilid ng bahagya ang ulo nito. Pinag-aralan ang mukha niya. Hindi man lang nahihiya sa harap-harapan na pagtitig nito sa kanya. Siya pang ang nahihiya sa totoo lang. Don't look at me. Why not? You're so beautiful. I can't take my eyes off you. She chewed the side of her lip. Her cheeks rose up. What a compliment. She knows that she's a beauty and she heard a lot from other people. Why does it feel different when it came from Adam? Take that as a compliment from her husband. She made her voice a little lighter now. Adam suddenly lifted her hand and brought it to his lips. He kissed it gently while staring at her behind his thick lashes. Pinilit niyang mirunok ang bara sa kanyang lalamunan bago pa siya mabilaukan. Bakit pa binibigla siya ng lalaking to? Hindi siya handa sa mga ganoong gesture. Can I come with you? He asked, kissing the back of her hand. Huh? Wala siya sa sarili. She can feel the stubble on his divided chin. The tingling sensation is very familiar. She felt that stubbles on her femininity just this morning. Ang kaunting kaspang na yon ay tila nakakadagdag pa sa sarap. What is she thinking? She feels like in heat just thinking of that. To the hospital? I'll just wait for you outside. Malala blinked to erase that dirty thoughts in her mind. What did her husband do to her? Bakit ganito na bang naiisip niya? She's desiring him without her even knowing it. Malala can take her eyes off her husband. From the plane, and when they arrived in the beautiful islands of Maldives, she keeps on staring at him. He looks different. Something on his eyes were bothering her. Quit ogling. I might think that you're falling in love with me already. Supladong sita nito sa kanya habang nag-aalmusal sila sa gitna ng karagatan. They're in a floating cottage. Her husband rented it. Obviously, he wanted to be alone with her. The other cottages were just near them. Foreigners are just around, enjoying the view. The pristine, clear water is a combination of blue and green. The waves were mellow, it was relaxing, and the cold, salty wind kept blowing. The white sands were naturally sparkling, and the bright sunlight making the whole place alive and almost in perfection. The island is one hell breathtaking. It was like a paradise on her dreams that came true. This place is really perfect for honeymoon. It's very romantic. She's already in love to the beauty of Maldives. Hindi ka ba nakatulog na maayos kagabi? Imbes ay tanong niya. He sliced another piece of meat before he puts it on his mouth using a fork. He formally chewed it, making himself enjoy the food as she enjoys watching him. Yes, I need some sleep tonight. You should. Nangangalumata ka na. Ang gwapo pa rin naman, diba? Nangingiti na tumangutango siya. No doubt, gwapo pa rin. Adam was wearing a white cotton polo and blue surfing board shorts. The hard muscles and the veins on his arms are visible now. Hindi man marahas ang bawat galaw ng kamay at braso nito, pero ang mga muscle at ugat ay sadyang galit at tila nanunubok. And he is effortlessly catching women's attention just by sitting there and eating. Napapairap talaga siya sa harap-harapan na pagsulyap dito ng mga kababaihan sa paligid nila. Mapa-Asian, mestiza, o Latina. Walang sinasantong kakisigan ng lalaki sa harap niya. "And where do you like to go after we eat?" he asked, ignoring those pretty eyes who was glancing at him the moment they entered to their own floating cottage. I just want to walk around and take pictures, of course." She winked at him. "Are you a good photographer?" Hinamig niya ang sarili ng muli nitong binalikan ng dibdib niya. She's on her maroon one-piece backless bikini. Her cleavage were proudly showing because of the crisscross design on the chest. She paired it with a printed bohemian pants and a summer hat. Though all the women around were wearing a revealing bikini, still, she could not stand herself removing the only clothing that covers her thighs and legs. It was not being conservative. It was so normal wearing a bikini no matter how revealing it was. It's just that she felt a bit nervous exposing her body, knowing that Adam will surely stare at her. Maybe later, when they're already in the beach, swimming and walking around. Then be my photographer later. She smiled sweetly at him. "Sure, my wife." After a few minutes, they left the floating cottage and decided to walk along the pristine, clear water next to the beach. She removed her bohemian pants, leaving her with one-piece backless bikini, the maroon color making her white skin glow. Mas lalong lumitaw ang kulay niya, at mas lalong nakita ang magandang hubog ng katawan niya. Adam was just walking behind her, holding her camera. He was the one who took pictures around the place and probably her pictures. Her back. She turned around and spotted him holding a camera. It's on his eyes and then he clicked the button. "I'm not yet ready," she complained, but he just shrugged his shoulder. Tiningnan nito ang mga kuha sa camera kaya napalapit siya. His lips formed a thin line while looking at the images. "Your bikini is too revealing. You should change," he said with furrowed eyebrows. She stood in front of him and took a glance at his shots. It's her bare, sexy back, walking with bare foot. The pictures can't deny her curvy body. The other one was her side view shot, facing the sea while holding her hat to avoid blowing out by the wind. Her breast and butt were proud and in a perfect angle. "Ikaw kaya bumili nito?" He groaned at that. It was his fault. "Where the other one? The two-piece." "Okay," she shrugged. You're good. I love the shots." She was smiling while looking on the other photos, cupping the camera and his hands with hers. "I want to go swim," he suddenly said, getting her attention. "Would you like to come with me?" "Sure." Kinuha niya rito ang camera. "But let me take you a picture first. Topless." She playfully wiggled her eyebrows on him. "Please, hubby." "Okay." He started to unbutton his polo shirt and she started taking a picture of him. Hell, Adam is tripping in front of her. His eyes is on her. He was letting her do whatever she was doing. Napakagat siya sa pang-ibabang labi na mabagal nitong inalis sa katawan ng pang-itaas sa damit, revealing his flat stomach and the ripped hard muscles on it. A six-pack and below is a happy line and sexy V-line. Sa kabila ng hangin at lamig ng paligid, pakiramdam niya ay pinagpawisan bigla ang kanyang noo at lalong uminit ang mukha niyang kanina pa nag-iinit dahil sa sikat ng araw. Tara na maglangoy. I feel awkward. He threw his cotton polo on the sand and he lifted a bit of his hand in front of her to get it. Ang panginginig ng kalamnan niya ay umabot sa kanyang mga kamay. Ang hindi mapangalanang damdamin ay nagpapahirap sa kanya at mga kilos niya. Marahan siyang naglabas ng hangin sa dibdib bago kinuha ang kamay ng asawa. At impit na napatili ng pangkuensya nito bigla at patakbong lumusong sa tubig. Mahigpit na napakapit siya sa balikat nito sa pagsalakay ng lamig ng tubig sa katawan niya. Ang lamig! Halos mapaungol siya sa pagrereklamo. Iinit din yan mamaya. Buling nito sa gilid ng ulo niya. Adam was carrying her in a bridal style. The clear water is above his chest at marahan na alon ay naglalaro sa matipuno nitong dibdib. Paangat sa legs at sa Adam's apple na isa yata sa madalas niyang sinusulyapan. Cause she found that part of him sexy and very manly. Pwede mo na akong ibaba. Are you sure? Malamlam ang mga mata ng asawa at hindi niya makayanan ng mga ganyang titig. She avoided his gaze by looking down at his divided chin, the stubbles below making her lips pout a bit. Why is everything about him scream of how lucky she is to have a man like him, to marry him, and to be his wife? I'm sure. Put me down. Slowly he loosened up his grip on her waist and legs. His eyes never leaves hers, watching her reaction. Muli na ipupulupot niyang braso sa batok ng asawa nang maibaba na siya nito at hindi maabot ng paa niyang buhangin. Ang lalim. Ang mga palad nito ay maingat lang na nakasuporta sa magkabilang bewang niya at tila alam na nakakailanganin niya ang tulong nito. Ang lalim. Halos pabulong na sabi niya. You know how to swim? She nodded her head as an answer. And slowly he removed his hands on her waist, making her panic for some reason. Hey! Napayakap siya sa asawa. Tila naghahabol dito nang umatras ito ng bahagya. I don't... What? The side of his lips curved a bit. She slapped his chest frustratedly with her one hand and put it again on his nape. Hindi sa kaartehan pero pakiramdam niya ay bigla siyang natakot sa lalim ng tubig. Kung wala ito, ay baka lumubog na siya. Huwag mo akong iwan! Frustrated na sabi niya. And who told you that I would leave? She could hear the hint of playfulness on his voice. But you stepped backward. Masuyo na hinawi nito ang iilang hibla ng basang buhok niya na tumabig sa kanyang muka. Lumabi siya. Umirap dito upang itago ang kaba dahil sa lalim ng tubig at sa mga titig nito. I thought you want to swim. I was just letting you. Ayoko nang lumangoy. And why not? Marahan na hinaplos nito pataas at pababa ang magkabilang bewang niya. Ang lamig ng tubig ay tila nag-init. Ang matinding sikat ng araw ay hindi napansin pa. She suddenly focused on how he caressed her waist up to the side of her boobs. Bigla akong kinabahan. Let's stay like this then. He pulled her closer, making her feel the bulge between his thigh on her flat stomach. Dala ng mainit na haplas ng asawa sa bewang niya, papunta sa tiyan at paangat sa dibdib niya, ay hindi niya na napigilan pang pag-alpas ng mahinang daing mula sa bahagyang nakaawang na bibig. Parang lasing na nakatutok ang mata niya sa leeg nito, nagiinit ng katawan niya. Slowly, he removed down the straps of her one-piece bikini, making her body exposed under the clear water. She can see it. Bumaba ang mukha ng asawa niya at binigyan siya ng masusuyong halik. She tilted her head back a bit, giving him the rights to completely claim her neck and her body. Malala gripped her husband's nape when he felt his one hand on her breast, pinching her. Adam, paos na tawag ko. His lips traveled up until it reached her earlobe. Yes? He teased her ear by breathing on it. Nakiliti siya. Tila may umapoy sa loob ng katawan niya. He was palming her breasts alternately and it feels good. She likes the sensation. I want... She doesn't even know what exactly she wanted. Maybe his touch? His kiss? She doesn't know. Para siyang nalalasing sa mga haplos at halik ng asawa niya. Nababaliw na yata siya. What does my wife want? His soft lips traveled down her jaw. I want your kiss? Adam cackled. He was now kissing the side of her lips, teasing her. Maingat na ilalapag siya ni Adam sa kama matapos ang paglalakad sa initan. Ngunit hindi niya inalis ang pagkakunyapit ng mga braso niya sa leeg nito. Humupa ang init kanina pero kaagad din yung bumalik na makarating sila sa silid na inuukupan nila. They're alone. Ang init sa pagitan nila ay naghuhumiyaw. Mahirap nang apulahin pa. They started staring at each other. They can't hide the desire in their eyes anymore. Ang kagustuhang matikman at maangkin ng isa't isa ay hindi makakayang patagalin pa. Ang kasabikan na nararamdaman ay tila isang nakakabaliw na laro na ilang araw ring itinago-tago. Adam, both hands were on her side, supporting his weight. He was kneeling at the edge of the bed and her legs were between his. Sinakop siya sa hindi halatang paraan. She moved her fingers to tease his nape. She was trying to give him her sweetest smile, but her lips ended up onto a thin line when she saw the intensity on his eyes while looking down on her lips. Namungay ang mga mata niya nang unti-unting bumaba ang mukha ng asawa sa kanya, mabagal at inangkin ang labi niya. "Open up," he whispered, brushing her lips with his. "Baby," he called her when she didn't move a bit. Napapikit siya ng kagatin nito ang pang-ibabang labi niya dahilan para umawang yon sa pagkabigla. Then he started moving his lips, encouraging her to kiss him back. Ang labing iyon ay desperado sa balik na halik mula sa kanya. Paunti-unti rumarahas ang bawat galaw. Tila napipigtas ang mahabang pasensya. With a sly smile on her lips, she answered her husband's kiss. Sinabayan niya ang galaw ng labi ni Adam at napapahigpit ang kapit sa batok nito sa rahas at uhaw na halik sa kanya. Ang gaspang ng baba nito ay malikot na kumikis-kis sa baba niya. Ang sensasyon ay nakakakiliti. "I need to be gentle. This will hurt you, baby," he whispered tenderly. Kahit na. Mapilit na inangat niya ang balakang. "Kaya ko." And she moved her hips forward. "I'm ready," she informed him as if he's not aware. "She's getting well. She's on heat." Nakakabaliw. Adam claimed her lips again before he thrust deeper, making her gasp. Ang sakit na gumuhit sa pagkababae niya ng tuluyang maangkin ng asawa ay ang dahilan ng pagdaloy ng luha mula sa kanyang mga mata. Totoong masakit, hindi biro. Sa sakit ay hindi niya gustong gumalaw pa si Adam. "Shh." He kissed away the tears on her cheeks. "Baby." Kinagat niya ang labi. Pinipigilan ng pagikbi. Balay ba niya na masakit pala? Okay lang ko." He sighed and kissed her forehead. "Sabihin mo sa akin kung kaya mo na." Adam claimed her lips again and she answered that kiss with all her heart. At tuluyan na ngang ibinaon at nag-iwan si Adam ng punla sa katawan ni Malala. Naantalang pag-uwi sana nila sa Pilipinas ang araw na yon dahil sa pananakit ng mga hita niya. Nahirapan siya maglakad at bukod doon ay mahapdi pa ang pagkababae niya. At ang pamamaos niya ay sumabay din. Ang unang pagtatalik nila ni Adam ay nasundan pa ng nasundan hanggang sa magdilim ang langit kaya hindi katakataka kung bakit pati ang pagkain niya ay inahatid na ng asawa sa kama simula pa kahapon. "Drink this after you eat. This will help you lessen the pain." Her husband put a tablet on the tray beside her meal. "Salamat." Naupo si Adam sa gilid ng kama sa tabi niya. Ang malamlam na mga mata ay tumuon sa kanya tapos ay malumanay na bumuntong hininga. "Sorry, our first day was rough." Tumikim siya. Pilit na iwinaksi ang mainit at marahas na imahe kung paano siya inangkin ng asawa sa unang araw at gabi ng pulot gata nila. Ihilang yatang pahinga niya. Sulit na sulit ang pag-angkin nila sa isa't isa. "It's okay, nabigla lang yata ang katawan ko." Lumapat ang palad nito sa binti niya naka-expose at hinimas yun. His warm, large palm was relaxing her, but it also gives her an electrifying sensation. Napatuwid siya sa pagkakasandal sa headdress ng kama. Ang dalawang binti niya ay nakaunat at magkadikit. Apektadong apektado sa simpleng haplos na yon. Pwede na rin siguro tayo umuwi bukas. Dagdag niya pa. I heard you last night talking with your grandfather on the phone. Pinapauwi na ba tayo? Yes, he said, very straightforward. He's sick. Kung ganun, umuwi na tayo bukas. Kaya ko naman ang maglakad kahit papaano. Tahimik itong tumango, parang malalim ang iniisip. Maybe he's thinking about his grandfather's condition. He's just hiding it from her. She understands him though. Knowing that someone you love is sick or ill makes us worried. Like how she gets worried with her mom and Adam to his grandfather. After a long travel, they finally arrived in front of the wide gate with a huge mansion inside. It's 2 times bigger than their mansion. She can almost see the water fountain in the middle of the land. It is also in South Luzon, located next to the city where their mansion is. Nervous? Adam asked, sitting beside her. His palm on her lap, caressing it in a gentle way. Kinakalma siya kahit hindi naman kailangan. Ibinalik niya ang tingin sa asawa. Nagtataka at nagugulahan sa nakikitang itsura ng mansyon. Pero hindi naman naitago ng mga labi niya ang isang tila manghangiti. Hindi naman ako kinakabahan, she answered. Oh, Papa's here, Adam muttered, looking behind her shoulder. Muli ibinalik niya ang tingin sa gilid niya, para lamang lalong paguluhin ang tumatakbo sa isip niya sa nakikita. The old familiar man with grayish hair was standing in front of the open door, the powerful aura of him, making her gasp silently. The maids on his side were properly in line waiting for them to get out of the car. Malala took a deep breath. Napasulyap siya sa asawa ng bahagya nitong pinisil ang palad niya. Kung kanina hindi siya kinakabahan, ngayon na nakita ng lolo ng asawa niya ay parang may mga dagang nag-uunahan sa dibdib niya. Why is she so nervous? Is it because she felt like they cannot fool easily the old Thompson? Or maybe she already knew that he's ruthless without even meeting him. With her weak knees, she let her husband guide her out of the car. Her grip on Adam's hand tightened when she heard the baritone called his name. Adam, my dear grandson, welcome home, the old Thompson said merrily. Then his dark, cold eyes darted on her, making her heart jump a bit. She gasped at her heart reaction. Damn. And you must be Adam's wife? Mabilis siyang tumango at sobrang kabado. Opo. Adam wrapped his arms around her waist. While he was holding her left hand, their bodies very close. But she doesn't feel awkward even there are people who's watching them. Some of the maids went to the car and get their luggage. Papa, stop the dagger look on my wife. You made her feel nervous. Adam kissed the side of her head. Don't be so nervous, baby. I can feel your body shaking, he whispered. Get in, you two, the old man ordered before he turned his back on them. Come on, let's eat and sleep after. Adam guided her to the wide door. The maids took a bow as a sign of respect. Malala lips parted in awe when she saw the familiar grand double staircase and the large chandelier that illuminated inside. The images on her mind a while ago was starting to get clear now. It's real, she murmured. This is like a castle, Malala muttered while scanning the whole mansion. Hindi magkandamayo ang mata niya sa pagtingin sa bawat sulok. Pakiramdam niya ay bumalik siya sa pagkabata. Ang kwento sa loob ng malaking kastilyo ay nanatili sa isip niya kahit na malaki na siya, na kahit hindi naman totoo at katang-isip lang ay sadyang minahal niya ang kwentong yon, kahit na hindi yun nabigyan ng masayang katapusan. A modern castle? Adam teased and guided her to the long dining table. Sa dulo ay parang haring nakaupo na roon si Don Reynaldo. Mataman na pinagmamasdan ang pagpasok nila. Sa gilid sila naupo, nalaan talaga para sa kanilang mag-asawa. Magkatabi. Ang kulay ginto at puti ay naging perpektong kombinasyon para magmukhang ingrande ang hapagkainan ng mansyon. She silently counted the vacant seats in front of her. It was 10. And on their side was 10 too. Gaano kalungkot kumain na mag-isa lang sa mahabang lamesang yon? Sa tanong na yun sa isip niya ay napatingin siya kay Don Reynaldo. The old man was eating alone most of the time. It's sad to know that. But it's funny that she don't see any sadness on his face. It's cold and menacing. Sa wari niya ay tinitimbang siya nito. Ilang sandaling katahimikan munang namayani bago sila nag-umpisang kumain. Ang ilang naka-uniformeng kasambahay ay tahimik na nakatayo lang sa bandang gilid, naghihintay na utusan. Habang ang isa ay maingat na nagsali ng maiinom sa baso nila. How was the trip? Don Reynaldo asked, looking at them. She glanced on her husband, telling him to answer his abuelo's question. Adam sipped on his wine first and she saw his Adam's apple bubble up. It was good, Papa. Even I did not get the chance to meet her Lola. He started a bit. Is he nervous? Lola, huh? Patuyang naging response ng matanda. Tapos ay sa kanya naman bumaling. Naalarma kaagad siya. Ngayon pa lang ay nahihirapan na siyang umarting totoo ang lahat sa kanila ni Adam. Are you in good terms with your Lola, Malala? Bakit hindi nakilala ng apo ko? We're in good terms po. But she's sick and she's staying in the hospital. Kaya po, hindi na sila nakita ni Adam. I will meet her for sure, next time. He caught her hand under the table. He squeezed it. Hindi po pwedeng hindi dahil magtatampo itong asawa ko. Then he turned his head on hers and flashed a small smile. Malala nervously chuckled. Ganito ang tamang pagpapanggap. First, be sweet and supportive to each other, especially when they are with Don Reynaldo, who is watching their every move. Naiintindihan ko naman na kailangan na nating umuwi, kaya hindi ako magtatampo lalo't sinabi mo na babalik tayo doon para sa kanya. Matamis na nginitian niya rin ang asawa. Pinanghahawakan ko ang sinabi mo. But you said your mother is staying in the hospital. Don Reynaldo interrupted, making her glance on him again. Opo. Why? Malala silently took a deep breath. Here they go again, talking about her Lola's condition. Sa lahat ng pagsisinungaling na ginagawa at gagawin niya, ang tungkol sa kalagayan ng Lola niya ang tama at totoo. She's in coma for a month now. No reaction from Don Reynaldo. He seems like he was waiting for more details, so she continued. Sabi po ng doktor ay milagro na lang pong aasahan namin para magising siya ulit. Pero kahit na ganun, hindi po ako nawawala ng pag-asa. Hindi ko po siya isinuko at hindi ko siya isusuko. Hanggat kaya ko pang dugtungan ng buhay niya, sa bawat araw na magdaan ay gagawin ko po. Kahit gaano pa yung kahirap. Naramdaman naman niya ang paghaplos ni Adam sa may likod niya. Inaalo ang kalooban niya. Alam na nagiging emosyonal siya kapag ang lola niyang napag-uusapan. It takes a lot of money then. It was Don Reynaldo in a flat tone. Marahan siyang tumango. Opo. And Adam here is a big help for your mother's financial need? Papa, protesta ng asawa niya. Nakuha kaagad ang tila na isipahiwatig ng abuelo. That's not what you think. I'm just stating the fact, Adam. You two are married now. You are responsible to whatever your wife needs. Humagtibig lang ang pagtibok ng puso niya. Hindi niya gusto ang itinatakbo ng usapan nilang yon. Na para bang pinakasalan niya lang si Adam dahil sa pera. Hindi man direktang sinabi, ganun din ang dating sa kanya. At bakit ba siya nasasaktan sa hindi direktang paratang? Kung sa isang banda ay totoong perang dahilan, kaya siya nagpakasal at pumayag sa deal nila. We know each other for months now, but I never asked him to give me money for my mother because I can afford the expenses, sabi niya. Nilakasan ng loob para mapagtakpan ng sarili. Adam is a big help when it comes to financial matter. I agree with that. But I hope you understand that I married him because I love him and not because of his money. Gusto niyang palakpakan ng sarili dahil sa mga salitang binitawan. Maging si Adam ay hindi nakapagsalita. Siya ay nanatiling seryoso kahit sobrang kabado ang loob niya. Kailangan nilang paniwalain si Don Reynaldo na nagpakasal sila dahil mahal nila ang isa't isa, hindi dahil sa kayamanan na meron si Adam. How about the 10 million he gave you before the wedding? The old man asked, smirking at her before he sipped on his glass of wine. He knew it? How come? I didn't ask for it. Tumaas ang kilay ni Don Reynaldo, telling them that they cannot fool him. They cannot lie to him. Ang matikas na tindig nito ay totoong nakaka-intimidate sa kahit sinong makakakita rito, na para bang sanay na ito makipag-usap sa mga taong manloloko lang dito. At nakakakaba dahil parang alam na nito ang tungkol sa kanila ni Adam at sinakyan lang nito ang paglalaro nilang ito. Hindi na nasundan pa ang pag-uusap nila na ipinagpasalamat niya. Nakakatakot na harap-harapan na mabuko sila, kaya sa susunod na araw ay gagalingan niya pang pagpapanggap hanggang sa makuha na nila ang tiwala ni Don Reynaldo. Hating gabi na pero hindi pa rin bumabalik si Adam sa silid nila. Ang totoo ay hindi siya makatulog, namamahayata siya. Kaya kinuha ko ang cellphone at nagtitipa saglit. Malala was about to take a selfie but stopped herself when she saw the door open. Inilo ang asawa niya na mukhang nakainom. Sinong kausap mo? Kunot ang noon ni Adam. Ang matay tila hinuhusgahan siya. Hating gabi may kausap ka? Sino yan? Kung bakit na bigla siyang nakaramdam ng kaba sa tono ng boses nito. Lalo na nang ilang hakbang nito ang pagitan nila. Inilahad nito ang kamay. Sinasabing ibigay niya rito ang cellphone niya. Nagsisil? Give me your phone. He ordered like a king. Why would I? It's mine. Itinago niya sa likod niya ang cellphone. Sa ginawa niyang yun ay dumilim ang mukha ni Adam. Matalim ang titig na ipinukol sa kanya. Ang namumula at namumungay ng mga mata ay tanda na nakainom ito. I said, give me your cellphone. His tone was cold. Umismid siya. Hindi siya natatakot sa ipinapakitang kaistriktuhan ng asawa. Pero sa mga titig na ito ay kinakabahan siya. Wala naman siyang ginagawang masama. Bakit ganon ang nararamdaman niya? Ano bang iniisip nito? Na lalaki ang kausap niya? Nagsiselos pa ito? Pero mas lamang ang panghuhusga sa ikinikilos nito. I don't need to do that, Adam. Let's just respect each other's privacy. Don't fuck with me with that privacy, Malala. I know the difference between hiding something to a privacy that you were saying. Hindi naman makapaniwala na napatingala siya sa asawa. Ang matigas na emosyon sa mukha nito ay hindi nagbago. Ang bahagyang nagulong buhok ay nagpalitaw kung gaano naging perpekto ang anggulong iyon ng asawa. He was looking down on her with so much intensity on his eyes. What are you trying to say? That I was hiding something from you? Mapait na binigay niya rito ang cellphone. Go on and feel free to check my phone. Matutulog na ako. Patabog na humiga siya pataliko dito at binalot ang katawan niya ng makapal na kumot. Nakakasama ng loob na hinuhusgahan niya si Adam. Walang tiwala sa kanya. Kinaumagahan na hindi niya nadatnan sa tabi niya si Adam. Nakaramdam siya ng kaunting disappointment. Na hindi niya nga rin sigurado kung tinabihan ba siyang matulog ng asawa. I'll be fine. You don't need to bring me to the hospital, Apo. The old Thompson is laying on the bed. He looks sick, but still trying to be strong in front of them. Hindi na ito nakasabay ng almusal sa kanila dahil masama ang pakiramdam. I'll call your doctor then. Hindi pwedeng ganito, Papa. It was Adam who was sitting at the side of the bed while she's standing just beside him. Kung mamamatay ako, edi mamamatay. And I don't like it, Adam hissed. Don't say it. Don Reynaldo gave his grandchild a weak smile, kasabay ng pagkulubot ng balat sa gilid ng mata nito. He may be old by age, but she can say that he was good looking, lalo na siguro kung kabataan pa nito. I just need to rest. Napuyat lang ako kagabi kaya sumama ang pakiramdam ko. Don Reynaldo just glanced at her. No reaction from him. Wala na silang nakuhang salita pa mula rito kaya nagpasya na silang lumabas ang malaking silid nito. Kasunod nila ang ilang kasambahay. It was their second month of being married and so far so good. Walang naging problema sa kanila ni Adam. Bukod lang sa mga araw na iritado siya sa asawa lalo't madalas na itong umuwi ng hating gabi. Staying at home or going to mall every day, starting to bore her. "I want to work," she said to him. He's getting ready to go to work again. "You don't need to do that. I can provide everything for you, babe." Inaayos niyang pagkakatali ng tie nito. Ganon sila araw-araw at nasasanay na siya. Pero ang kabog ng dibdib niya ay hindi pa nasasanay sa tuwing tititigan siya nito. Katulad na lang ngayon. Magaan ang lapat ng mata sa kanya ngunit nanunuri. "But I'm getting bored," she whispered, her lips protruding a bit, while looking on his stubbles. Marahan na ipinulupot ng asawa ang mga braso sa bewang niya. Ang kabog ng dibdib niya ay mas lalong naging agresibo. Biglang tumunog ang cellphone nito. She is watching her husband sitting on his swivel chair, talking to his grandfather on the phone. His black suit perfectly fits on him. That gives off an aura of power and authority. His eyebrows were furrowed and his knotted forehead tells her that he was having a serious conversation with his abuelo. Then his dark, intense eyes darted on her, making her heart jump. "She will be with me, Papa. I can't just go there without her," Adam said in a cold tone. "Let's talk all about this when we get there." "Yes, we will." Then he sighed. "Bye." Adam massaged his temple after the line was cut off. She's hesitant to ask him what Don Reynaldo talked about. Bakit pakiramdam niya kasali dapat siya sa usapan ng maglolo? "Papa wants to talk to us." He break the silence. Napilitan siyang lunukin ng malamig na pagkain na yon para mawalang bara sa lalamunan niya kahit na papaano. Kinakabahan siya. Kung sa titig ba nito o sa tila hindi magandang balita na matatanggap niya ay hindi siya sigurado. Sa paraan ng paglapat ng mga titig ng asawa sa kanya ay nagsasabing nasa hindi sila magandang kalagayan. "Tungkol saan daw?" Kabado na tanong niya. Adam rested his back on the swivel chair tiredly. He closed his eyes for a moment and when he opened it, she saw how worried he is for something she could not name yet. "About us?" "Nalaman na kaya ni Don Reynaldo na nagpapanggap lang tayo?" "I don't know." He moved a little bit forward. "Let's find out." Paano pag nalaman niya nagpapanggap lang pala tayo? Naniloko lang natin siya. Maghiwalay na ba tayo? Mahina ang boses niya. Nangangamba na. "Gusto mo bang maghiwalay na tayo?" Napapao sa tanong nito. Ang mga matay namumungay na mas lalo lang nagpakaba sa kanya. Gusto niya pa? Ayaw niya syempre. Nakakahiya at nakakatakot aminin ang bagay na yon. Hindi mabigkas ang bibig niya pero ang puso niya ay nagkuhumiyaw na wag muna. Wag muna silang maghiwalay. She's staring at him, telling him how much she wanted to stay and how much she wanted to be with him. "Kung ayaw mo, hindi kita hihiwalayan." Anito na tila nabasa na sa mga mata niya mga salitang hindi mabigkas ng labi niya. A one-on-one talk with his grandfather is normal to Adam, but this time, he felt like something is up on his abuelo. He's been in the library room for quite a while, and his grandfather was just staring at him. "Come on, Papa, what is this all about?" he impatiently asked him. Don Reynaldo sipped on his tea, then his eyes became more emotionless. It bothers him. His abuelo wasn't like that when they were together. "I don't like your wife for you," he said in a very cold tone. Naglabas siya ng hangin sa bibig. He was waiting for more ruthless words from him. But what he said didn't bother him. "I know that. The way you look at her and the way you treat her coldly, I know what's up with you. I want you to file a divorce. Then I'll give your inheritance." Don Reynaldo sounds like he was negotiating on him. Adam shifted his sitting position into a more aggressive move. Their topic got his interest. But then again, his grandfather is on it again. dominating him with all his commands. Kung sa trabaho ay siyang hari, pagdating sa mansyon nila ay isa lamang siyang prinsipe na sunod-sunuran sa lahat ng utos ng hari. "I want you to stay away from that woman, Adam," he commanded like a real king. He lazily rested his back on the chair and his arms were on the armrest. Bakit parang hirap-hirap na ipinapagawa sa kanya ng matandang ito? Kung dati ay gustong-gusto niya makaiwas sa pagpapakasal, bakit ngayon ay tila hindi niya na magawang pag-iwas? I can't do that." "Of course you can." Don Reynaldo's voice was so sure that he can, but he fucking can't. Besides, it was just a deal between you and Malala, right? There's a hint of sarcasm on his tone, and his eyes consumed with anger and betrayal. He suddenly felt sorry for his grandfather for lying to him. But who's to blame? He did it because of the inheritance. Nasapo niyang dibdib sa sakit dahil sa mga narinig. Sa nanghihinang mga tuhod ay nagmadali siyang pumasok sa kanilang silid. Wala nang dahilan para manatili pa siya sa mansyon na yon. Mas lalo lang niyang sasaktan ang sarili niya at si Adam kung mananatili pa siya. Her tears slowly flowing down her cheeks. He did not stop her. "Adam, let her go. Is this really their end?" Malalim ng gabi na makarating siya sa penthouse ni Adam. It was dark and silent. Kahit saang bahagi siya lumingon ay may mga alaala nilang dalawang nakikita niya. Nasasaktan siya sa kinahinatnan nila ni Adam at hindi ganitong inaasahan niya. Pero bakit ganitong katapusan ang ibinigay sa kanila? Adam cupped her face with his palms while staring at her. Ang mga matay malamlam na alam niyang sumasalamin sa kanya. Hindi na nila kailangang sabihin kung gaano sila nananabik makasama ulit ang isa't isa dahil ang mga mata nila mismo ang nagsasalita para sa kanila. Madamdamin na napapikit si Malala nang dumampi ang labi ng asawa sa kanyang noo. Dampi pa lang yon pero damang-dama niya ang pangungulila sa halik na yon. "Did I surprise you?" Adam asked softly, looking through her eyes. Umilap ang mga mata niya at hindi naman makatingin ng diretso rito. Bagos sa isang marahan at tangulang ang naisagot niya. Kahit yata ang pagsasalita hindi niya magawa dahil sa lapit ng distansya nilang dalawa. Ang pamilyar na init sa pagitan nila ay ramdam niya. Nakakapanabik. "Are you mad at me?" Talong ulit nito na para bang kapag hindi pa narinig ang boses niya ay mabibigo na ng sobra. Lihim siyang humugot ng hangin sa dibdib. Ilang minuto pa lang nakatayo doon pero pakiramdam niya ay bubuwal na talaga ang kanyang mga tuhod. The intensity and longing on his eyes were very visible that made her chest tightened. Kinailangan niya pang humugot ulit ng hangin sa dibdib sa palihim na paraan para lang maayos na makapagsalita. "Just a paranoid?" she whispered. Bakit pa kailangan maging matapat siya sa saloobin niya? Nakita ni Malala ang multong ngiti sa labi ng asawa na mabilis din na nawala at napalitan ulit ng seryosong ekspresyon. "What do you want me to do? For you to forgive me for making you feel annoyed?" Adam's voice was so gentle. Malala felt his thumb on the side of her lips. He's slightly caressing it. He's feeling it, and it seems like he's just stopping himself to kiss her there. "Oh, wala." Ang boses niya ay halos hindi niya na marinig. Ikinahihiya niyang inaasta niya sa mga sandaling yon. Nangihina pa ang mga tuhod niya. Ayaw nang gumalaw ng mga paa niya para sana bigyan kahit papaano ng distansya ang pagitan nila. "Bakit ka ba nandito?" Binalot siya ng pagkainis. Dahil sa pag-iinit ng mukha niya ay pinagpawisan ng kanyang noo. "To be with you," Adam muttered huskily, "and to kiss you." With that, he moved his head closer and claimed her lips, making her gasp. It was just a quick kiss, but damn, the tingling sensation sent shiver down her spine. Iba talagang epekto sa kanya ni Adam. Bumangon ang pangungulila niya sa asawa pero sa gulat ay naitulak ito ng bahagya. Dumilim ang mukha nito pero huli na. Natauhan na siya na mali ang halik na yan. "Why did you do that?" She hissed at him. wiping something on her lips. Siguro pregnancy hormones. Pagkatapos ng lahat ng sakit at pagsubok na dumating sa buhay nila, masayang isipin na sa huli sila pa rin ang magkakasama. Si Malala, kasama ang asawa niya na si Adam. Life would not be worthy if you don't risk something and if you don't fight for something you know would be your happiness. You have to take risk no matter how painful it would be in the end. Challenge yourself because it will make you stronger than you thought you already are. Katulad na lang sa pagmamahal, kung hindi ka susubok na magmahal, hindi mo mararamdaman yung tunay na kasiyahan na dulot nun. Don't be afraid of falling in love because love is the greatest feeling in the world. You don't really remember the night when you first saw each other? It was Adam who's asking her about their first encounter. They're in LALAKI for a short vacation together with his friends. Pinaglaruan ng mga paa niya ang pino at maputing buhangin habang hinihintay ang paglubog ng araw. Sa tabi niya ay ang asawa na nakatuon ng buong sistema sa kanya. Hindi makaget over sa topic nitong hindi niya naman talaga maalala. Sa pagkakaalam ko, madalas kayo sa bar na yun noon? Asik ko. Ang frustration sa pagkalukot ng mukha nito ay nagpatawa sa kanya ng bahagya. Napabuntong hininga naman si Adam sa ginawa niya. You're making fun of me, he leered. Nako hindi ah, bakit pa kasi niisip mo pa yon? I'm just reminiscing the first night I saw the woman that I know I will marry in the end. Hindi niya alam kung bakit uminit ang pisngi niya. Hell, they're married and expecting their first child a few months from now. Then why she's blushing like a teenager girl in front of her ultimate crush? Paano mo nasabi na ako ngayon? Yung pakakasalan mo? I just felt it. Adam shrugged his shoulder, then his head made its way to her lap. Nahiga ang asawa sa kandungan niya. Ang mga binti niya ay nakaunat. Ang pinong buhangin ay magaspang na kumikiliti sa paanan niya, paangat sa mga binti. Tumibok yung puso mo? Patuloy siya sa pagtanong. Marahan naman na sumuklay ang mga daliri niya sa buhok ng asawa. Something like that. It was a different feeling though. I haven't felt like that for a while. Until I met you. You're a witch. Malala let out an amused laugh. Pabiro na pinitik niya ang noon ni Adam kaya napangiwi ito tapos ay bahagyang napanguso. Your beauty is just a bonus, baby. I married you because I love you. Adam sincerely said. Then he caught her eyes effortlessly. Her heart is booming inside her chest. Staring at him this close, making her heart crazy. Hindi na magbabago pa ang reaksyon ng puso niya pagdating sa asawa. Nabihag na nga talaga siya ng isang Adam Thompson. I married you because I feel the same. I love you very much, Adam. Her words making the side of his lips twitch up sexily. Ang paglunok nito habang nakikipagtitigan sa kanya ay hindi naman nakaligtas sa mga mata niya. His Adam's apple moved sensually because of what he did. Ang hirap-hirap ipaliwanag kung bakit mahal na mahal kita. Kung bakit para ako mababaliw kapag iniisip kong mawawala ka sa akin. Ani ni Adam na tila nahihirapan talagang magpaliwanag ng damdamin para sa kanya. Kahit hindi niya naman inuobliga. Napanguso siya. She kept on brushing his hair with her fingers. Ang kulay kahel na kapaligiran ay nagpaganda palalo sa kapaligiran. Umihip ang malamig at maalat na hangin. Ang marahan na alon ay kanina pang humahampas sa dalampasigan. The ambience and the view really made her relaxed. Hindi ako mawawala sa'yo. Wala naman akong balak na hiwalayan ka. Lumambing ang halos pabulong niya na lang na boses. Mas malakas pa nga yata ang kabog ng dibdib niya kaysa sa lumalabas sa labi niya. Alam ko at panatag ako na hindi ka naman mawawala sa akin dahil hindi ko naman hahayaan na mangyari yon. Habang tumatagal ay namamaos ang boses ng asawa. It's just quite frustrating that I fell deeply in love with you just by looking at you. Then he sighed, looking so desperate now because of what he feels for her. Cupid really hit me. You own my heart effortlessly, baby. Malala smiled sweetly at her husband. Her heart is melting because of what she heard from him. Sa'yo lang din naman ang puso ko. All of me is yours, Adam. And I'm surrendering myself to you. Own me as yours. Adam's eyes dilated with a familiar emotion. It was burning passionately. Kinuha nito ang kamay niya na nasa buhok nito. Pinagsiklop ang mga daliri nila bago hinalikan ang kamay niya. I own you as my wife, as the mother of our child and as my territory. I am claiming you now, as the only woman I will spend my life forever. Adam whispered territorially before giving her a gentle kiss on the lips. I love you so much, she whispered sweetly on his lips. Adam brushed his lips on hers. His heart is thumping loudly inside his chest. It's going wild again. He caressed her baby bump, thinking about their child making him smile. He couldn't wait to see their baby and be a good father. The only thing that I can promise to you is, I will love you endlessly. He whispered back and claimed his wife's lips for a passionate kiss.
Kung bago ka pa lang sa channel na ito, Ate Chain TV, huwag kalimutang pindutin ang notification bell and subscribe button. Sana po hindi naman malaking abala sa inyo ang pagpindot ng subscribe button dahil ang kapalit po nito ay ang pagsuporta para makapag-produce ng mga libreng stories sa mga channels ni Ate Jane. Maraming salamat!